So my name is Gonçalo Empis. I'm here on behalf of Mini Portugal. We are really proud partners of Planetiers, the mobility partners of Planetiers, and we have to thank Planetiers that gave us the chance also to come here and tell you how we at Mini reimagine city life. And I'll leave you with a video, which I hope it works now.
More and more people are moving to cities. How do we create cities that are livable and enjoyable? Being part of UrbanX means we get to work to change what's possible.
Seeing the effect that our work here has on people's lives in the city is what pushes us forward.
Funding is essential, but at the heart of it all is always the community that surrounds us.
The freedom to experiment and collaborate means we get to where we want to go faster.
Going from a vision to a product and having amazing people that support us along the way. Actually, UrbanX is the reason that we're growing food in the middle of Grand Central Station.
So, yeah, before I tell you more about UrbanX, the present and the future, I think it's worthwhile to tell you where we came from, right? Because Mini was built upon a platform of innovating mobility. You all know that originally it was born as a small, efficient urban car designed by Sir Alex Issigonis, and it was built in order to respond to a crisis. Back in the 50s, to be more precise, in 1959, there was an oil crisis. And we could no longer afford to have cars that would spend a lot of petrol, and it was needed to have a smaller cars in order to respond to this crisis. But it couldn't be any car, because in order to be a solution, it had some requisites. You all know the Mini was my first car, even when I didn't have a driving license. And I think most of you probably here relate to the car, but the car itself has some prerequisites, because in order to be a solution, it had to transport 4 people, their luggage, okay? And another prerequisite, it had to be fun to drive, okay? So, and Sir Alex Issigonis made it possible because he, and I don't want to give an engineering lecture here, but he came up with so many clever solutions, and one of them was that, you know, all the cars had the engine and the gearbox, and what he did was he put the gearbox inside the engine, so that, you know, we could all see this. And the fun to drive, yeah, we then later come to win multiple Rally Monte Carlo, and because the car was really fun to drive, is really efficient. So that what's made the Mini such an icon. And this innovative and creative spirit is still with us. Mini belongs to the BMW Group, and the BMW Group is really compromised to have an impact in society. And BMW Group saw in Mini the perfect platform to do this because of this heritage. Okay, so this creative and innovative spirit is still with us, and we like to react on problem. This is what we like to do, and right. So we are an urban. We produce urban products, and we, of course, want to react on the problems that cities have right now. Cities have multiple challenges in common. You know, let's say the increasing growth, which leads to affordable housing, density of living, traffic space, which then of course leads to, density, carbon emission, congestion, air pollution, noise, etc. And this is particularly important because, as you know, cities are the home of 60% of the world's population and responsible for 70% of the greenhouse carbon emissions. So it's for us, the vision of the future is really to have a positive impact and create more with less. Okay, this is what moves us. And we are in a journey to do this. We want to understand cities better. We want each city has its own challenges. Some are scalable to others, some are not, but that doesn't make them less important. So we want to understand the city as a whole, and we want to, understand what is most relevant for people's lives within the cities. So our goal in the end is to improve people's lives in the cities. And that's why that in 2016 we have created Mini UrbanX. UrbanX is a platform for startups. It's a platform, it's like an accelerator platform for startups to help entrepreneurs to reimagine city life. Okay, so it was built by Mini, and we partner with the startups to find technological solutions to tackle, city, urban challenges. We provide to the startups world-class engineering, investors, a pool or a network of investors, policymakers, resources, and we are strategically based in New York, and of course, UrbanX is running several programs to help startups reimagining city life. In UrbanX, we have 5 sectors that gravitate around UrbanX, and they are these 5 sectors: energy, circularity, community, buildings, and mobility. The words, I think, are self-explanatory. Of course, we want to find clever ways of using energy. We want to increase circularity. We want to increase reuse, repair. To increase the recycling of materials. We want to find technological solutions to engage more communities. We want to have smarter buildings, healthier buildings. And in terms of mobility, we want not only to lower emissions, but we want to make it more affordable for everybody, okay? And of course, more fun. And so we run several programs. The Mini UrbanX runs several programs. Twice a year, an accelerator, two accelerator programs, and what we call the Mini Impact Program, because one of the resources that UrbanX has is, let's say, a world-class educational program, okay? And I would like to probably dig in a little bit into the Mini Impact Program, which have, of course, also already involved some Portuguese companies. The Mini Impact Program is a 4-week program. 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks remote, okay, and 1 week on site at New York City, okay, and it's in partnership with the several markets, and then in these 3 weeks, all the startups get access to the world-class engineering solutions, to the investors, to people who are really specialized, and they spend these 4 weeks rethinking their concept and improving their concept so that they can have better solutions. I leave you with a video because the persons who participated at this impact program, of course, can explain it far better than I can.
You spend a lot of your time in your life working, and I'm not interested in spending that much time and that much effort on something that doesn't make a positive impact and doesn't at least attempt to make the world a better place.
The Mini Impact Program is a 4-week intensive course in entrepreneurship focused around cities, sustainability, and climate.
Being an entrepreneur is extremely interesting and challenging.
As some startups do, we hit roadblocks.
One tricky thing is how to not get stuck in your day-to-day.
Great ideas will not happen in isolation. This week within the program is super important because the founders come together.
The chance to speak about our project to people that don't understand what we are doing gives us so much information about our own journey.
To be chosen for the Urban X program was great. You have access to a lot of mentors that help your startup.
The goal for this week is really to give them the right connections. If you're an early stage founder, you don't necessarily have access to all of the experts that you need.
After the Mean Impact program, I'm gonna change everything, to be honest.
The goal for us, for Mini and for UrbanX, is to create this global community of change makers.
I did some research. What does Mini really do in terms of sustainability? Then I realized that they put their money where their mouth is. We stand for what we say, and they do the same.
Okay, yeah. So to give you just two examples, one of them I start with the Portuguese one, Reimagine. They are a tech company who are specialized on vertical farming, and they use several technologies to have vertical farming to produce fresh veggies all year long for communities, for privates, for restaurants. They have developed their own vertical farming technology called Eden. So reige.pt, please go and find out more. They were the ones, one of the companies, startups that participated in Zero Impact program. And another one, which is from our neighbor in Spain, Gravity Wave. They are a startup that recovers fishing nets and they reuse it. So they take a lot of fishing nets from the ocean, cleaning the ocean, and then they reuse that material to produce several things, clothes, accessories, all kinds of things to raise attention and to raise funds to keep on doing this work. Okay, so as a wrap up and to give you, let's say, I'm going to go for the right side, which is the number side, I guess the more rational, because I was talking more emotional, now more rational, numbers. Okay. So we offer hardware prototypes, office space. The ones who are based, the startups who are based in New York have, or in the States, have access to our offices. And startup perks, all kinds of softwares. We have special conditions or offer all kinds of softwares that they need to develop their concepts. We have 87% of the companies who pass on to the next step. Our portfolio now raises to 1.4 B, and our net promoter score is, as you see, 478, which is really amazing. And as a wrap up, we have now a portfolio of around 80 startups, and we estimated that we have created around 3,500 jobs. So pretty impressive, I would say, for the startup. If you want to know more, you go to the urban/x.com and you have all the figures and all the information. I wouldn't like to leave you without telling you what we are actually doing here in Portugal. We have our own strategy called Big Love, and we have 3 pillars of the Big Love: Big Love for the people, Big Love for the planet, and Big Love for the cities. And Planetiers is, of course, as I already explained you, one of the partners. And we also have some ambassadors which represents these pillars. One of them is Vils, well-known artist here in Portugal, that have developed an homage to Sir Alec Isigoni. So I think it's a very good way to finalize the presentation, the way we began with the origins, because you know where it all came from. I leave you with Sir Alec Isigonis. Let's reimagine city life. Thank you very much.